Hello, uh, we are Team Simplify from Simplify Next, member of three, and we chose a use case human right abuses, which is organized by CRIES. And I am Priyank Rastogi. I'm an automation consultant in Simplify Next. I'm with Nisarg Kadam and Equingo. The requirement of the use case is to scrape the articles which comes from different sources like news, it can be Twitter, it can be Facebook, and then extract the articles from there. And the second phase is after extraction, store it to the data service, cloud database, which will be the integration point. And we will use the chat GPT AI functionality, which will do the magic. It will do the data messaging. It will extract the required details from the articles. It will judge whether the article is on human violation or not, on which community it is. And the refined massage data will be again stored in another entity of the cloud database, which will then be used for the reporting purposes, where we will have a nice dashboard which can be used to conclude for the next actions. For our solution, we are using UiPath Cloud Automation platform, in which we are using UiPath Studio to scrape out the articles from the website, the source websites, news, or articles from Twitter like that. And we're using UiPath Data Service, which is a cloud database. Why we're using it is because it's provide extensive capabilities of integration with the major tools available in market. So any organization want to consume our data, they can easily consume from UiPath Data Service Cloud Database. Then it will go for the Chat GPT, which we are using UiPath integration services for that. And then UiPath Data Service will give data to the UiPath apps. UiPath apps is a front-end application where it will be used to show the dashboard. Okay, now we go for the demo, which will start from scraping of the articles from websites. In our demo, we have the data service, as I mentioned earlier. We are using three entities here. One is the article data. As soon as the UiPath Studio extract the data, it will store it here. And right now, as you see, there is no record here because we haven't run our product yet. And the second entity, we have incident data. When we have the refined records from AI feature capabilities, those data will be stored here, which will be used by the UiPath apps for the dashboard. The UiPath apps dashboard looks like this, which gives a holistic view of the article extracted from the sources. And here we have the filter functionality based on the countries like this. And we can reset the dashboard, or we can further go in the article to see what was the incident image or incident details. Okay, right now it's all blank. As when we run our demo, we can see the details over here further. So I jumped to my UiPath Studio, which I used for extraction of data from the news websites. Okay, I run it from here. This part of demo is extraction of articles from the website. It's a UI automation I used. It's also extensible to use the API features, API capabilities. We can call the Twitter APIs to retrieve data from there, or multiple ways we can use. So in my demo, I'm showing the UI automation. As you can see, the site is opened by the robot. Now it is traversing to all the articles. And here it's also configurable. If you want to extract only the past 5 days articles, then it can extract that. So it's all configurable. And it's extracting details from this news websites like heading of the article or date when it's published. It is also downloading the image of the article. As you can see, there's an image here. So it will download it, and it will also store it in the UiPath data service. which is a cloud database. So all these details we are storing over there. So we will have a single point of database for our original articles stored, and that will be transformed by the chat GPT, and we can see it over the dashboard. Okay, right now the first phase is ran already, and now we can see in our article data, we already have the 4 articles which was extracted by the phase 1. Okay, over to Ikwan, who will be running the chat GPT AI-enabled robots.
Okay, thanks, Priyank. So now I will share part 2 of our process. And this is the one that continues on from where Priyank's robot left off in part 1. Okay, so part 1 was extraction of the article data, and part 2 is where we take the article data and send it off to a GPT for analysis to extract the information that we want. Okay, so as Priyank showed earlier, he has extracted 4 articles here, and we're going to analyze all these 4 articles to see whether they contain any human rights violations within them. Okay, and the data that is written from GPT will be processed and placed inside the incident data table, which is currently empty, of course, because we will be processing the articles and then inserting the records here. And you will see also that once the records have been inserted here, we should see the dashboard populated with data as well. It is currently still empty. All right. So I'm going to show a different interface of UiPath. So previously in Priyank's section, he was showing the developer environment, which is UiPath Studio. I am showing the end user environment. Once the code has been developed, users will be running the robots by using this UiPath. They call it the UiPath Assistant application. Okay, so I'm going to run this. And what you will see is that the robot will start to pick up the articles that Priyank has scraped in the previous part, and it will send it off to GPT for analysis. And you will not see anything moving on screen at this time because this is all purely API-based automation. So it all happens in the backend. We're not opening a website and going to the OpenAI playground for it to analyze data. It's all purely API-based integration with OpenAI. And this is also enabled via UiPath integration service. We did not have to write our own Python code to integrate with OpenAI. It's all capabilities that are built into UiPath to just send information over to OpenAI for analysis. Okay, and as you can see in the execution history on the right-hand side, you will see that the robot is processing articles one by one. Okay, and then once done, you'll see that it is completed. And if we come back here, we should see that the entity is now populated with data. Okay, so this is the incident data that was extracted by GPT and inserted by our robot into the table. Okay, and if we go back to the application, we should see more data now. All right, so at this point, I will hand it over to Nisarg to explain the end user application.
Thank you so much, Quinn. So moving ahead, as you can see earlier, there was no data on our dashboard at all. So this is a public endpoint dashboard where anyone can easily access it with a link. And now, as you can see, once the robot has executed and completed all the data extraction, so user can see this data, and user now actually can also see countries, and user can select any one of the country from here. So currently there's only one single country data available, but as the number of countries increase, the number of countries in the dropdown also increases. So you also have option to select the country, and then you can select any one of the incident. You can read through the incident, which is the extracted and process incident. Also, if you want to view the source article of that incident, you can simply click here, and then you can see all the details related to the specific source article along with the image attached as well. And as you can see, it has all the details such as website name, date, status, title, URL, and the body of the original source article. Isn't it amazing? Now, if I just click on reset country filter, it will automatically reset all the country filter from here, and you can again navigate through this dashboard again. So as I have selected another one, so you can see the dashboard source article for another one, and you can see the image is attached for another article as well. So this is how you can see all the articles and you can navigate through very easily. And also, as Ikman has already mentioned, in our slide, we have future improvements where we have currently temporarily built something, which is an amazing user interaction, which we can call as human in the robot. So human in the execution, where you can see we have already created one action center. Now, action center is a product of UiPath, which allows humans to intervene with the robot execution and also help and assist robot to perform much better and take cognitive decisions as well. So in our task, after Equin's robot execution, if we need a human input, we can very easily, humans can very easily access the Action Center dashboard. It's as simple as this, where you can see all the actions. You can click on unassigned actions, and you can simply check any of the action that is assigned to you. And then once you see the action, it will look like this, where you can easily modify the data. So currently, I have to just assign it to myself. And once it is assigned, I can easily manipulate the data and I can change data as I want. And then human can give inputs on the data and the final data will be displayed on the dashboard. And the dashboard will be always updated with all the updated data. And as you can see, all the entities will be maintained within this data. So this is the whole execution, end-to-end execution of our solution. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have further questions, please let us know and refer our slide for more detailed explanation about the flow of execution and also products use. Thank you so much and happy automation.